The GA is taking place in Jerusalem. Yesterday, the organizers held a press conference. Our correspondent Hillel Meir was there.
We're excited to be here to look at the work we do, to reinforce each other, to grow in strength, because the work we do motivates each of us to go back and do even more work.
The United Jewish Communities General Assembly, or the UJC GA, is taking place in Jerusalem. At a ceremonial press conference, Joe Canfor, chairman of UJC Board of Trustees, spoke about this year's event.
This is the third time we've had a General Assembly in Israel, in 1998 and 2003, and now again in 2008, and that's as a policy decision we made. The UJC made the decision to have regular GAs in Israel. It's really quite different this time than it was last. If you recall, last time we came, it was in the middle of the Intifada. For about 16 months, almost no Americans had visited Israel, and there was enthusiasm around the GA, and we were able to have a successful GA in Israel in 2003. It's wonderful to know that this year has been quite different. Thousands and thousands of Jews from American federations, through missions, independently, through other organizations they're involved with, have been coming to Israel all year long. And yet we're excited that this year we have 4,000 attendees at this year's GA. Basically, the federation system, as I think you all know, is about the responsibility of every Jew for every other Jew. We're responsible across North America, in our own communities, to Israel and globally. And so our coming to Israel is just a very natural part of that responsibility.
The GA is a lot about donations and contributions to Israel. Many projects are promoted and funds are raised throughout the event. But turns out that even just the event itself serves as a financial contribution to the Israeli economy.
UJC is a major partner in entire tourism, because we bring to Israel every thousands of American Jews from the US and North America in over 150, almost 200 missions a year, and hundreds of VIPs. So we are a very strong player in this game, and we hope very much we can continue that. If you just keep counting how much, what does it mean to come to Israel, to spend here between a week and 10 days, how much money people spend? This is probably much more expensive than any GA in America, okay? That speaks by itself. So that's a great contribution to the Israeli tourism industry.
In terms of economy, the whole event is of course being held in wake of the world economic crisis.
Well, let's put it this way. We're not Pollyannish. We're not kidding ourselves. There's an economic crisis out there. Will it have an impact? We believe it will have an impact. We also believe, though, that it's in times such as this when leadership rises to the challenge and recognizes there's more of a reason to give. So it plays out both ways. We're cautiously optimistic that it won't be what people think it could be, which is a complete disaster. We don't think that's what we're confronting. But the beginnings have been encouraging, to say the least. And we'll have to work very hard to keep that going. And we'll have to tell the story as well as we can about the needs associated. We see increased human needs, certainly in North America. Food programs, shelter, other kinds of economic assistance. There are people who are unemployed who didn't expect to be unemployed. But again, it's more reason for us to be doing what we do.
And when we were here in 2003, prices were much lower, and the dollars was much higher, and everything changed. But they're still coming in huge numbers to Israel, even in this it's quite a new situation for everyone.